We'd like to take a moment of silence before we start for the Rowley family as they lost their son Noah this past week. Neil has been a driver here at Midvale Speedway for many years. He's been instrumental in helping here at the racetrack this season. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Rowley family. A moment of silence for Neil and his family, please. Thank you. Now for tonight's invocation, Hall of Famer Craig Mishler.
Shall we pray? Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for such a beautiful evening you blessed us with. We ask you to be with the drivers tonight as they perform for us, their fans. We ask you to be with the track personnel as they move the program along as quickly as possible. We ask you to guide and direct us. We ask you for your forgiveness, your mercy, and your grace. And we praise you and thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Also presenting tonight's colors, the Tuscarawas County Sheriff's Department. Thank you once again to the New Philadelphia VFW post in the United States Air Force for presenting tonight's colors, and also the Tuscarawas County Sheriff's Department. You guys ready for some racing? Come on, I can't hear you. You guys ready for some racing at Midvale Speedway tonight? Let's go.
The 45-2 is Haley Taylor. 62 is Caden Scott. The number 8 is Jeffrey Orr. Gavin Roops in the number 9. 47 is Eric Johnson. 427, Josh Huff. The 64, Zach Myers. And the XX1 is Justin Riley. We're going to be going 8 laps in our heat race.
Chief Starter Jonathan Smith waving the green flag, and we're underway at Midvale Speedway for the Ohio Invitational and Joker's Wild. The 429 of Cameron Walker, the 04 of Josh Irwin, still side by side for the race lead. Lap number 1 to Cameron Walker, Buddha.
Cameron Walker out in that 429 takes that number 1 spot, but the 04 of Josh Irwin right on his tail. And I'll tell you one thing, it feels good to have you back, Chris. Missed you for 3 weeks, and I'm glad to have you back on beside you. I enjoy announcing with you here at Midvale Speedway.
Well, Buddha, thank you very much. Great job to you and Little Hands for holding down the fort, man. It's good to be back. I'm tired of traveling. It's good to be back here racing at Midvale Speedway, celebrating our country on this Labor Day weekend. And right now, Cameron Walker up front, 3 laps complete. Josh Irwin second, then the 62 of Caden Scott, the 9 of Gavin Roop, and the 47 of Eric Johnson. Your fastest qualifier, the XX1 of Justin Riley, still at the back of the pack, Buddha, as here's a battle for the race lead.
We're coming in on lap number 4. Lap number 4, we've got 4 in, 4 to go. Cameron Walker still our leader, Josh Irwin, and Caden Scott is your top 1, 2, 3. But now looking on the inside of Cameron Walker is the 04 of Josh Irwin. And I think as they come around turns 3 and 4, it's going to be Josh Irwin.
Josh Irwin to the race lead, trying to bull the 62 of Caden Scott right along with him, the 9 of Gavin Roop there as well. So Cameron Walker stuck in that outside lane. Now back to the 3rd spot, Caden Scott to 2nd. Josh Irwin out front, driving for Mike Stringer tonight in the 04, your race leader. Now taking over the 3rd position, the number 9 of Gavin Roop. White flag in the air, 1 to go. Final time off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, Josh Irwin. Caden Scott, Gavin Roop, your top 3. Through 3 and 4. Ooh, a little sideways was the 04 of Irwin, but he's going to win. Your winner, Josh Irwin.
It's Josh Irwin, our winner. The 62 of Caden Scott, the 9 of Gavin Roop is 3rd, and Eric Johnson in the 47 is 4th. Okay, as he comes down the front straightaway, coming down, let's have a big, big round of applause for car number 04, Josh Irwin.
Josh Irwin pulling into Ohio Solar Connection Victory Lane here at Midvale Speedway. Second heat race pulling on to the Speedway for the Bucky Mowing Compacts. Still 1 week to go in our regular season championship night next Saturday night here at Midvale Speedway. We've got our Night of Destruction coming up in October, along with our 2-day Fall Classic as well. So still plenty of events to go this fall.
Okay, coming out on the raceway this time, the 37 is driven by Kenny, Can You Bet Betts. The 84 is Scott Witten. Drew roaming in a 69. The 42, Damian Andrews. The 0, Alan Clark. 20 is Larry Enos Jr. The number 3 is Kyle Bates. And the number 6 is Nolan Caldwell. This will be our 2nd compact heat race. We're going 8 laps also. And the green flag's out, and we are off racing.
Dan Bucky thought about the 3-wide move on Kenny Betts there, thought better of it. I'll bet he thought better of it. See what I did there? Kenny Betts.
You can bet on the bets.
Kenny Betts out front. The 69 of Dan Bucky looking to take over that 2nd spot on Scott Witten. 1 lap in. Jonathan Smith, the assistant chief starter on the flag stand with chief starter Terry Coletti, one of the best in the business. Larry Ennis Jr. to the inside of Witten now trying to take over that 3rd spot. Off turn number 4, Kenny Betts still leading.
Okay, now Drew roaming in the 69s, looking on the inside of Kenny Betts. Coming in on lap number 4, 4 in, 4 to go. It's Drew roaming, Kenny Betts, and Larry Enos Jr. is your top 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I was just informed in the 69 is Dan Bucky. Dan Bucky's driving the 69.
Dan Bucky, your race leader. Larry Ennis Jr. now around Kenny Betts for the 2nd spot. Kenny Betts back to 3rd. Then Scott Witten and the 6 of Nolan Caldwell. Trying to make a move on the outside, the number 3 of Kyle Bates. Bates trying to move up into that top 5.
We'll be coming out on lap number 7. White flags out, 1 lap to go.
Final time down the back straightaway. Dan Bucky, your race leader, trying to hold off Larry Ennis Jr. Chief starter Jonathan Smith, checkered flag in the air. Off turn number 4, your winner, Dan Bucky.
Larry Ennis Jr. second, and Kyle Bates is third. Okay, as he comes down to victory lane, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big, big round of applause for car number 69, Mr. Dan Bucky.
Sherridsville, Ohio driver in the Bucky Mowing and Snow Removal, sponsored number 65 in Ohio Solar Connection. Victory lane, there's your Claymont cheerleaders down there selling those 50-50 tickets. Like $2,500 was the last I had heard. So make sure you get those 50-50 tickets while they still got them. Getting ready for heat race number 3 of the Bucky Mowing Compacts.
Car number 19 is A.J. Andrews. The 42, Dave Simmons. The number 4, Rich Dunlap. The 57 is Joe Fuchs. The 25 is Vinny Cicanetti. I don't know. We'll try to get it.
It's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful.
Think of it as confetti.
Confetti. Well, yep. We got it close. The 47 is Don Refner Jr. The 3, Justice Lenars, and Nick Peoples in the 1701. 8 laps we're going in our 3rd compact heat race of the evening.
Cicanetti. David Simmons on the inside, A.J. Andrews on the high side. A.J. Andrews going to lead lap number 1. Simmons on the bottom. Here comes Joe Fuchs in the 57. Good battle, heat race number 3 of the compacts. Ooh, thought about a 3 wide. Thought better of it was Fuchs. Don Rufner Jr. trying to get around Dunwoody in the number 4 for that 5th spot.
Now coming on the inside of the 19 of A.J. Andrews, it's David Simmons.
Simmons doing a nice job up front, holding off A.J. Andrews. And here comes Dunwoody on the outside in the 4. He got around Cicanetti.
Okay, that was lap number 4. 4 in, 4 to go. We're halfway home in our 3rd compact heat race of the evening. The 42 of David Simmons fighting to hold on to that number 1 spot. Okay, now on the inside, car 57, Joe Fuchs. He goes out, takes that number 1 spot. We got trouble in the hen house on turn number 2.
Now we got dual spinners, look like a drifting exhibition down there in turn 4 after the caution. It already came out. The 3 of Justice Lenars got into the 47 of Don Rufner Jr. in turns 1 and 2.
You got TB. I said, really? TB? He said, yeah, 2 bellies. Quit feeding one of them.
Heard that, buddy. All right, getting ready to go back to green. 5 laps complete, 3 to go. A.J. Andrews will start on the inside, along with Joe Fuchs in row number 1. Field in turn 3, off turn number 4. Green flag back in the air. Joe Fuchs going to have the momentum in the outside lane, going to have a half a car length lead into turn number 3. Here comes Rich Dunlap in the 4. Now battling back A.J. Andrews on the bottom. Who's going to lead at the line? It's going to be Fuchs by a nose. He moved over, gave him a little hip check there on the front straightaway.
Just a little bumpy. Now A.J. Andrews goes back after that number 1, but Fuchs is not giving up on that number 1 spot. White flags coming out this time, 1 to go.
We got Chicken Eddie right there too in that 3rd spot. Oh, he's going to get into Andrews and spin him in turn 1.
Looks like we got trouble in turn 2 once again.
So the caution and checkered flag coming out. The 19 of A.J. Andrews will be your winner. So A.J. Andrews will win heat race number 3. Finishing 2nd, Joe Fuchs. Rich Dunlap will finish 3rd. Justice Lenars, Don Rufner Jr. as Chickanetti going to be charged with that caution. He will finish tail end.
Okay, as he comes down to victory lane, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for car number 19, A.J. Andrews. His sponsors are Nicole's Creations, Daddy's Money, and Crazy Wayne.
A.J. Andrews from Alliance, Ohio, in Ohio Solar Connection Victory Lane.
And I see some of the checkered flags in our fans in the stands waving the checkered flags also.
Great crowd on hand here for Labor Day weekend. Check out that parking lot out there, Buddha. You can't see anything but cars. There ain't no green grass out there, brother.
This is the best it's been all year, and I'm telling you what, I'm excited to see all these great race fans coming here to Midvale Speedway to spend it with us on Labor Day weekend here. And we really appreciate all of our fans. Okay, this is our 4th compact heat race of the evening. The number 4 is Eric Brokaw. The 14, Chris Leland. The 251, Dominic Canetti. I'm getting it. 19, Cohen Kostrub. The 085, Jordan Greathouse. The 85, Jonathan Weber. Corey Kolinar is in the number 17. The 8, Jason Deal. 19 is Gerald Aldheiser Sr. And the 127, Dalen Litton.
The number 4 is actually being driven tonight by Anthony McClintock. So Anthony McClintock, your race leader, coming up through the middle. The 85 of Jonathan Weber, he gets into the 19. Also the 17 tonight is Eric Feaster. So Eric Feaster in the 17. And the number 4 is Anthony McClintock. But your race leader, Chris Leland, out front in the 14. Ooh. 85's got a flat right front tire. He hit the wall off of turn number 2. We'll stay under green flag racing right now. Leland, your race leader. Dominic Chickanetti in the outside lane trying to take over that 2nd spot from Anthony McClintock. And he'll do it. Jordan Greathouse in the 085 trying to follow through in the outside lane. But Leland out front looking good in that 14.
This time we're going to be coming in on lap number 4. Lap number 4. 4 in, 4 to go. Chris Leland is our leader now. That number 8 car, Jason Deal, comes up and takes that number 2 position.
And running 3rd, the 17 of Eric Feaster. 3 wide move down there in turn number 3 and 4 last time around. Feaster up to the 3rd spot. 5 laps complete, 3 to go. Eric Feaster trying to make some hay in that outside lane, trying to get around Jason Deal for 2nd. As the 2nd and 3rd positions closing in on Leland, your race leader in turn number 3.
Coming in on lap number 6 this time. Lap number 6, Jason Deal is trying to make a move on Chris Leland. Will he have enough time?
3 wide for the race lead. Jason Deal going to take the white flag in the race lead. Move Leland all the way back to third. Buddha, Eric Feaster up to second.
Jason Deal driving the wheels off that number 8 car. He said tonight he had something to prove, so it looks like he does. And coming down the front straightaway to take the checkered flag, car number 8, Mr. Jason Deal. Corey Koliner, 7-17 second. Gerald Aldheiser Sr., third.
He said, let's make a deal. I'm going to the front. And Jason Deal picks up the final compact heat race win here on Ohio Invitational Night at Midvale Speedway.
And he comes down to victory lane, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a big, big round of applause for car number 8, Mr. Jason Deal. His sponsors on his car is AC Delco, Stray Dog Cafe, Bob's Hamburgers, and Ratliff's Renovations.
Jason Deal in Ohio Solar Connection victory lane. Again, a great job to JT and his staff for parking tonight. JT, great job, buddy. I know you're a little sunburnt, brother. JT, it looks like he got fried. He needs to turn him over.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So moving into the Ace Racing League, starting lineup, Randy Maggio Jr. in the number 8. Jason Shaw in the 59. He'll start outside of row number 1. Roy Lowe in the 19. And Tony Burns in the 51. They'll be in row number 2. Row number 3, Jay Teague, your fastest qualifier. And the number 6 of Jason Wright. So the Ace Racing League, a new division here at Midvale Speedway. They're making their debut. They're sponsored by JVS Services, LLC. And we appreciate them coming out tonight and putting on a show. The Ace Racing League will be with us a couple more times this year. And Randy Maggio is going to have the race lead into turn number 1. Going to slide up the racetrack a little bit. These are V6 rear-wheel drives. Really pretty much right off the street other than a roll cage in them. Maggio on the bottom. Jason Shaw on the top. Ooh, thought about a 3 wide there. Is Maggio going to lead lap number 1? Burns in the 51. Thought about the 3 wide move. As Maggio going to have the race lead, almost clears Jason Shaw and does now into turn number 3. 2 laps complete. Randy Maggio, your race leader. Jason Shaw second. The 19 of Roy Lowe in the 3rd spot, trying to take over second from Shaw. Here comes Lowe to the inside. Good battle. 5-car battle for the race lead here in the Ace Racing League.
I'll tell you what, Chris, I think this could be a nice division if it really gets going and takes off, you know?
Yeah, they're talking about, next year they've got some more cars being built for this division, so something a little bit different. It's inexpensive to run these cars. I'm hearing about $2,500 can get you into one of these things and race ready to go. $2,500, that's not too shabby.
No, it's a lot cheaper than what they pour into the compacts and these other ones. And this would be great for a beginner's class.
Absolutely. Randy Maggio got a lot of experience. Of course, he is the owner and promoter of Paynesville and Lorraine Speedway. Him and his family own Paynesville and Lorraine Speedway. Randy is the promoter. Does a great job up there. Our friends at Paynesville and Lorraine. And he's out front right now trying to hold off Roy Lowe. Lowe lighten up that left front tire. 6 laps complete, 2 to go. Burns trying to make some hay in the outside lane. Tony Burns in the 51. Lap traffic going to become a factor here. Into turn number 3. The lap car stays high. Again, Low all over those brakes. White flag in the air for Randy Maggio. Can Tony Burns get around? He's alongside into turn number 1. He's got the limo of sorts of this division. And down the back straightaway, here comes Tony Burns. Maggio trying to battle back on the inside. Going to be a photo finish. Get those cameras ready. Who's going to win it? It's going to be Tony Burns. Tony Burns with a last lap pass of Randy Maggio. Finishing in the 3rd spot, Roy Lowe, Jason Shaw 4th, Jay Teague. in the 5th spot. And it looks like the 51 is pulled to the pits. He's not even going to get his checkered flag here at the Ohio Solar Connection Victory Lane. Tony Burns from Norwalk, Ohio, into Bubsy Motorsports. Burns Family Racing, Maxton Soviak Foundation, sponsored number 51, your winner of your Ace Racing League JVS Services LLC heat race.
Okay, coming out on the track right now will be our first street stock heat race of the evening. Car number 22 is Kylie Wood. The 118 is Colt Locker. The 64 is Ian Porco. The 88, Dennis Wood. The number 12 is Jeff Kuykendall. And the 24, Jeremy Wiggins. We're going to go 8 laps around Midvale Speedway with our first street stock heat race of the evening.
Jeremy Wiggins, your fastest qualifier in the street stocks tonight. Field will get the 1-to-go signal this time. Kylie Wood will start up front in that number 22. K&D Creations. Dad Spice, Integrity Concrete, Steve's Auto Service, sponsored number 22. The 118 of Colt Locker, alongside from Summerdale, Ohio, in the Black Diamond Earthworks, Pinwall Cycle Parts, Pied Piper Locker Farms, sponsored 118. Ian Porco substituting for his brother tonight. Green flag in the air, along with the 88 of Dennis Wood, the 12 of Kuykendall, and the 24 of Wiggins. Caution on the speedway, failed start. Caution for a failed start.
Okay, no start, no start. We're going to line them up and do it once again.
Kylie Wood a little jumpy there, Buddha.
Yeah, she's a little excited tonight.
Kylie Wood has a feature win here at Midvale Speedway. Looking for another in that number 22. She's going to have to contend with her dad in that 88, though, tonight. Also, Kuykendall in the 12, the 24 of Wiggins. So we'll try it again. Field in turn number 3. Side by side, we need them in turn 4. Green flag in the air. Good start that time. Kylie Wood and Colt Locker. Kylie Wood going to have the race lead by a half a car length into turn number 3. Colt Locker trying to battle back. Here's Ian Porco in the 64, trying to get to his inside. Lap number 1 to Kylie Wood.
Okay, as they come around turns 3 and 4, it's going to be Kylie Wood, Ian Porco, and Jeremy Wiggins in that 1, 2, 3 position. Okay, this time coming in on lap number 4. Lap number 4, the halfway point. Kylie Wood's still our leader. Now, look out. We got trouble in the hen house again on turn number 1 and 2. Caution's back out on the track once again.
So Ian Porco down in the infield in turn number 2. In that number 64. As he'll pull away down there. Hearing the 50-50. Check this out, guys. As soon as I get my phone to load back up. 50-50 is now $4,061. Take home is over $2,030. So $2,030 take home for the 50-50. And they're still selling tickets.
You know, that'd make a nice little nest put back for Christmas presents, let me tell you that.
Buy me a few cheeseburgers and a couple cold beers, too.
Okay, Kylie Wood is our leader. The 24, Jeremy Wiggins, is in that number 2 position. The 88 of Dennis Woods is 3rd. And Jeff Kuykendall is 4th. We have 4 laps in. We're halfway home with our street stock heat race.
Field in turn number 3, Kylie Wood, and fastest qualifier, Jeremy Wiggins, getting ready to go. Jonathan Smith, green flag in hand, and we're underway. Kylie Wood didn't get going for some reason, and Jeremy Wiggins got a good start, and we're going to throw the caution.
Caution's back out on the track once again. No start, no start. Okay, white flag's out. Our flagman's telling them side by side.
Yeah, side by side coming off of turn number 4 at the white stripe. That's what the white stripe is for. We want them side by side right at that point. So getting ready to go back to green. 4 in, 4 to go. Kylie Wood on the bottom, Jeremy Wiggins on the top. Green flag in the air.
Caution's on the track once again. The flagman's warning both of them. They have to be side by side till they come to that white stripe over in turn number 4.
So we'll try it one more time. Both drivers being warned on the radio. So we'll see what happens here. Green flag in the air, and not.
Once again, caution back out on the track. We're going to try it once again. Okay, as they come back down through the back straightaway, they are told by the tower, side by side, they want a good start.
So we'll try it again. Kylie Wood and Jeremy Wiggins. That's better. Green flag in the air. So Jeremy Wiggins gets the restart. He'll take the race lead. Kylie Wood trying to hold off the 12 of Kuykendall for second. Jeff Kuykendall will move up to the second spot. He'll clear Kylie Wood coming off of turn number 2. And now he can set his sights on the fastest qualifier, Jeremy Wiggins, in the 24.
Coming in on lap number 6 this time. Lap number 6. It's Jeremy Wiggins, Jeff Kuykendall, and Kylie Wood in that number 1, 2, and 3 position.
Ian Porco looks like he's missing a hood pin. White flag in the air as Dennis Wood pulls off. Jeremy Wiggins. 1 lap to go.
As he's coming down the front straightaway, ladies and gentlemen, car number 24, Jeremy Wiggins, Jeff Kuykendall second, Kylie Wood third, and Ian Porco is fourth. As he comes down the victory lane, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big, big round of applause for car number 24, Mr. Jeremy Wiggins.
Jeremy Wiggins from Elyria, Ohio, in the Justice Auto Body Environmental Chambers and Doings Wigged Chassis, sponsored number 24. Again, make sure you check out BP Photography on Facebook. Britt will have all those pictures up probably tomorrow or Tuesday. We'll give her Labor Day Monday off. Also, again, a huge thank you to OVDTR for being here. Make sure you check out ovdtr.com or on Facebook, and he'll have some of the features posted a little bit later tonight or tomorrow as well.
Okay, coming out with our second street stock heat race of the evening. The 32 tonight driven by Cody Colmar. The 24 is Jolly Jumpin' John Ambrose. The 21 is Brady Cart. Katie Wood in the number 10. John Pritchett in the 15. And the 99, Jason Gruhl. Once again, 8 laps around Midvale Speedway.
So I got a quick story for you, Buddha. You know, Brady Cart tried to sign my forehead during autograph session a few weeks ago. I told him no. So tonight, last week, everybody told Nathan Smart that they'd cook him a pound of bacon because he loves bacon if he won the feature. Well, he did. Well, tonight I gave Brady Cart his bacon. I told him if he could win the feature tonight, he can sign my forehead in Victory Lane.
Nothing wrong with that. But I definitely would have got the bacon from the Sizzler. Blaze bacon.
There you go. Field in turn number 3, Cody Colmar, couple-time feature winner at Midvale Speedway this year. And John Ambrose. Green flag in the air. 8-lap heat race number 2. The youngster Brady Cart to the inside of the veteran John Ambrose for the second spot. Cody Colmar out front. In that number 32, he'll lead lap number 1. Good battle for second between Cart and Ambrose.
Cody Colmar out in that number 1 position. Brady Cart up to number 2. Jolly Jumpin' John Ambrose still trying to hold on to that number 3 position.
Yeah, here comes Katie Wood. Katie Wood knocking on the door of the 24. She's going to drop to the inside lane, try to take over that 3rd spot from Ambrose. Jason Gruhl looking on right behind those two in the 5th spot. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Cody Colmar trying to hang on.
Cody Colmar, our leader. Brady Cart second. And now Katie Wood in the number 10 moves up to that number 3 position.
Battle for the race lead in turn 3. Here comes Brady Cart. I told you I gave him the bacon tonight. I hope it don't happen in the feature.
He's got the sizzler going. We're coming in on lap number 6. Brady Cart, our leader. Cody Colmar back to that number 2 position. And Katie Wood in the 10 is number 3. Now she's looking on the inside of Cody Colmar.
Good battle for second, but Brady Cart starting to pull away. White flag in the air for the number 21 of Brady Cart. Tonight, Brady Cart rules in this heat race number 1. Final time down the back straightaway. The battles for second between Katie Wood and Cody Colmar. Checkered flag for Brady Cart. He'll take the win. Who's going to finish second? Going to be Katie Wood on the bottom. Well, if I have Sharpie on my forehead after this feature, you'll know why now.
Yeah. You may get your head signed by Sugardale.
Well, listen, my wife's here tonight, and she'll tell you that I don't do very good making bets, and usually I'm on the losing end of these things, so Brady Cart picks up the win.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for Brady Cart in the 21.
Barberton, Ohio driver in the Thompson Electric, Bernard Fabrications, Lights Garage, 50s Place, Diner, LA Products, and Import Auto Care, sponsored number 21 in Ohio Solar Connection, Victory Lane at Midvale Speedway on Labor Day weekend. The Magic Shoes pulls onto the Speedway in the 68. Gary Hoopengarner back with us in the open street stocks.
Okay, car number 68 is Gary Hoopengardner. The 73 is T.J. Dreyer. Kyler Bertram in the 55. Tyler Harmon in the 44. The 19 is Trenton Croft. And the number 52 back here at Midvale Speedway, Landon 80.
So field gets the one to go signal, the Magic Shoes. Gary Hoopengarner will lead the field to green with TJ Dreyer. The 55 of Kyler Bertram, Tyler Harmon driving the 44 tonight. Trenton Croft in the number 19. And Landon 80 in the 52. 8-lap heat race for the street stocks getting ready to go green. Final heat race of the evening is green.
As they come around turns 3 and 4, our leader's going to be Gary Hoopengartner. And now fighting it out for that second and third spot is TJ Dreyer and Kyler Bertram. And it looks like Kyler Bertram in the 55 goes up to that number 2 position.
Here comes Tyler Harmon up to the third spot. Magic Shoes out front in the 68. Here comes Kyler Bertram in the 55. Final preliminary race up next, the B feature for the compacts, and then we'll have our Candy Rush and quick intermission before we get into our feature events here at Midvale Speedway.
Okay, we'll be coming in on lap number 4. Lap number 4 this time, 4 in, 4 to go. Gary Hoopengartner, look out, gets a little loose coming around number 2, but he's trying to save it. But look out, the 44, Tyler Harmon thought about it, but he didn't do it. Gary Hoopengartner, and now Kyler Bertram fighting it out for that number 1 and number 2 position.
Playing both sides of the street is the Magic Shoes. Now he's going to get the left rear quarter panel caved in a little bit. Gary Hoopengartner continues to lead. Kyler Bertram trying to get around that 68.
We're coming in on lap number 7 this time. White flag will be coming out. Gary Hoopengartner fighting to hold on to that number 1 position. Now on the outside of him is the 44 of Tyler Harmon. Is he going to be able to take Gary in turns 3 and 4? As they come around turns 3 and 4, it looks like it's going to be Gary Hoopengartner. Tyler Harmon second, Kyler Bertram third.
So the Magic Shoes plays both sides of the street, does the things right to stay up front. Gary Hoopengartner, your winner of your final heat race here on Ohio Invitational and Joker's Wild 50 night at Midvale Speedway. Again, the compact B feature coming up next, then intermission for the kids, and then we'll get to our features coming up in just a little bit. We'll also induct Rich Rohr, Mike Rohr, and Chuck Harris into the Hall of Fame coming up in just a few minutes.
As he comes into victory lane, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big, big round of applause for car number 68, Gary Hoopengartner.
Uricksville, Ohio driver, and the Uricksville Eagles 2264 Mad Monkey Cages and Perfection Painting and Decorating sponsored number 68.
Okay, we're coming out with our B main feature tonight. The B main. The 1701 tonight, Nick Peebles, Justice Lenars in that number 3.
So again, the top 4 will transfer to the A main coming up a little bit later on tonight. Everybody else will sit back, relax, and watch the fireworks coming up in a little bit. As Hall of Famer Craig Mishler down there on the flag stand, going to get some good shots of the field pulling away. Nick Peebles, the monster truck, will start on the pole with Justice Lenars alongside. Again, top 4 transfer to the A main.
Okay, the 47 is Don Rufner Jr. The 25 is Vinny Continetti. Joe Fuchs in the 57, the 4, Rich Dunlap. The 19, A.J. Andrews. The 42, Dave Simmons. The 17, Corey Colner. The 8, Jason Deals. The 25, Dominic Cianetti. The 085, Jordan Greathouse. The 19, Cohen Kostrup. 14, Chris Leland. The 127, Dalen Litton. And Eric Brokaw in the 4. We're going to be going 15 laps in our B main compact feature.
So again, in that 17, Eric Feaster in that 17, and also in the 4 is Anthony McClintock. Field getting ready to go green, 15-lap compact B feature, top 4 transfer. Green flag in the air, the monster truck, Nick Peebles. Peebles will lead, but here comes Justice Lenars on the outside. Lenars almost clear, but here comes Peebles on the bottom. Nick Peebles almost losing it on the bottom. Here comes Rifter Jr. and Chickanetti. Peebles trying to get to the bottom, makes contact with Rufner. Everybody stays straight somehow or another, and Chickanetti up to the 2nd spot. That would be Vinny Chickanetti.
Okay, Justice Lenars is our leader. Vinny Continetti in that number 2 and that 25, followed by the 47 of Don Ruffner. Look out. Looks like Jason Deal. Looks like he just might have lost the motor down there in that number 8.
So also just a little announcement out there. There are plenty of seats down there in turn 4. There are plenty of seats available down in turn number 4 if you're still looking for a seat. Also, you can ask people just to scoot together a little bit. There are some available seats here on the front straightaway as well. So just do your fellow race fan friends a favor and just kind of scrunch together a little bit if somebody's looking to get into a seat. But there are plenty of seats down there in turn number 4, about the middle or so. So just try and help everybody out. We all want to get in here and watch a good night of racing. Tough break for Jason Deal in the number 8. Again, coming up after this Compact B feature, we will have our Kids Candy Rush going on in the front straightaway. And we will also induct Rich and Mike Rohr and Chuck Harris into the Midvale Speedway Hall of Fame officially, coming up here in just a few minutes.
And I see John White coming up the stairs. Good to see John back in open modified tonight. He's come out of retirement. He's driving tonight. So good luck to you tonight there, John White.
He's not retired. He's just a part-time driver. That's all. We'll just call it that. Part-timer. Part-time John White.
Part-time John White. That's what we can call him. There you go.
Good friend of mine. I've known John since I was a kid running down around here. He used to, I know, I won't tell any stories, John, I promise. But he was one of the guys that I befriended whenever I was just a little kid running around down here on cavalcade weekends and whatnot. And he was gracious enough as a little kid to, show me the race car and show me the ropes a little bit. So I always am very thankful for my friend John White.
And I see my friend Sharon's here in the stands tonight again. And I got to get to Dee's Diner for one of them breakfasts one of these mornings. You keep shaking your finger at me, and I know I'm going to be there. Also want to give a shout out to a person that came out tonight to watch the races. Our flagman from Barberton Speedway, Ed Tenney. Ed Tenney is in attendance tonight.
Man, I'll tell you what a flagman he is, too. I am partial to my buddy Terry Coletti. I think Terry's the best in the business, but I'll tell you what, Ed Tenney, right there with him. Love that man up there. He does such a great job on the flag stand at Barberton. And, you know, Barberton Speedway going to be having a cavalcade here coming up next month, hopefully.
Yeah, we're talking about getting a cavalcade in October to run some races at Barberton, so hopefully we're going to bring it back. So it'll be in October, so that's kind of excited about that.
Well, you know what? I'm excited for you because I know that's home for you. But I think all the fans and all of us up here in the tower will miss the great Buddha here at Midvale Speedway. But we've got you a few more nights yet, so you can't leave just yet. And hopefully on the big nights, you'll still come back and see us next year.
Oh, definitely. I'll tell you what. I got to give a big shout out to all you Midvale fans. You guys, we have great fans down here, and I just enjoy coming down here and announcing with you, Chris. I never knew I would like doing a co-announcer, but I'll tell you what, it's the only way to go. It's like Perego. It's in there.
Well, I got to tell you, you know, I mean, since we're under caution here, under the red, waiting on our awesome Midvale Speedway infield track crew to clean things up, you know, when we first met, I'm not sure that either one of us knew what to think. And I told you, I said, I'm not that bad of a guy. And you said, after night number one, you said, you're all right.
You'll do. You'll do. Okay, we got 5 laps in. 5 laps in. There's Ed Tenney.
Rules that we have here at Midvale Speedway this season. It's worked out really well, Buddha, and it's had some guys that were mid-pack that end up coming up and contending for feature wins.
You know, some of the guys that's been like 4th or 5th position, they jump up to that 2nd or 3rd position.
So Justice Lenars out in front. He will restart by himself with Vinny Cicconetti, Don Rufner Jr., then the 1701 of Nick Peebles, and the 17 of Eric Feaster in row number 2. So the 19 of A.J. Andrews pulling back onto the speedway. Field got the one to go signal. Again, the 3L of Justice Lenars out in front by himself. This is restart rules of the feature only, is when the choose cone comes out. Everybody situated behind the race leader, Justice Lenars. Cicconetti, Rufner Jr. alongside in row 2. Green flag in the air.
Okay, Justice Lenars in that 3 L's at number 1. Vinny Cunnetti is in the 25 is second. And Don Refner in the number 3 position. Top 4 will make the A-main feature out of this race.
Right now, the 17 of Eric Feaster in that transfer spot behind the front 3. Nick Peebles, Joe Fuchs, Rich Dunlap trying to get around the 1701 and get up in there to those transfer spots. Don Rufner Jr. loose in that PT Cruiser. He's going to lose third to Eric Feaster here in a minute. Chicken Eddie second. Oh, Rufner up the racetrack and spins right in front of the 4 of Dunlap.
Caution's coming out on the track. Caution on the track.
So the 17 of Eric Feaster going to be charged with the caution. He's going to have a ways to go to get back up into transfer position. He got into the 47 of Don Rufner Jr. And that moves the 1701 of the monster truck Nick Peebles up into the transfer position. And after Eric Feaster pulls around, tell him to
Well, the 17 got charged with that infraction, so now got to go back tail end.
And the choose cone going to come out over in turn number 3 here in a minute. As soon as Feaster gets lined back, or I'm sorry, Joe Fuchs gets lined back up. So again, the restart rules in the features. The leader will pass the choose cone and everybody behind him will choose inside or outside. So Fuchs back up in his spot. Here we go. The choose cone will come out this time. 8 laps complete, 7 to go, right at the halfway point of this Compact B feature for the Bucky Mowing Compacts. So we'll see who chooses inside or outside. Chickanetti going to choose the inside. Rufner will go outside. The 1701 inside, 57 outside. There's your first oddball, was the 4 of Dunlap. He went outside. Everybody kind of even throughout the field, choosing inside or outside lane.
You know, Chris, I was just sitting here thinking about something, getting a chuckle. Tonight, when our awesome fireworks start, you know what's going to happen in them Dar Hills?
Bigfoot's going to be running.
Bigfoot's going to be heading for Coshocton.
Yes, he will. Getting ready to go back to green right at the halfway point. Justice Lenars, your race leader, top 4 transfer. Green flag in the air.
We have 8 laps completed with 7 to go.
Battle for that transfer spot. Joe Fuchs trying to get around the 1701 and Nick Peebles. Now here comes Rich Dunlap in the 4. Top 4 transfer. 5 laps to go. 5 fingers in the air from Jonathan Smith this time around.
It's Justice Lenard holding on to that number 1 position. And the 47 of Don Ruffner in that deranged grocery grabber out there.
Chickanetti in 3rd. Nick Peebles 4th. Rich Dunlap 5th. And Joe Fuchs 6th. It looks like the top 4 spots going to be decided by those 6. Three laps to go this time around. 3 wide, mid-pack into turn number 3.
Justice Lenard still our leader. Don Ruffner Jr. and Vinny in the 25. Cianetti holding on to that 3rd position.
Nick Peebles just threw the block on Rich Dunlap on the back straightaway, trying to hang on to that 4th spot. Now he's inside of Chickanetti, and he dumped him going into turn number 1. 1701 was in the 1701 was in the transfer spot. Now he's going to have work to do with only a couple laps to go. The youngster Nick Peebles. Nick Peebles going to get the caution charged to him.
Okay, the 1701 of Nick Peebles got charged with that infraction, and now he has to go to the tail end. We have 13 laps in with 2 to go.
So Choose Cone going to come out this time in turn number 3. Going to be a 2-lap shootout. A green, white, checkered finish. Will Justice Lenars be able to hang on? Don Ruffner Jr. right there.
Okay, Choose Cone will be just coming out on the track. Now they're going to choose inside or outside. Wow, the 17 just moved way up there, Chris.
So that's what we were talking about. The 17 of Eric Feaster goes and benefits as he goes all the way up to the outside of the 2nd row. He benefits by Ruffner, Chickanetti, and Dunlap staying on the bottom. So that's weird how it works out. We'll see what it does for Eric Feaster here as we get ready to go green. 2-lap shootout. We're underway.
Okay, white flag will be coming out this time. We're going to have Justice Lenars, Don Ruffner, Corey Colmar, and Vinny Ciccanetti. Okay, fans, let's wave them checkered flags because here he comes through to take the checkered flag. Car number 3, Justice Lenars, Don Ruffner Jr., Corey Colner, and Vinny Ciccanetti is your top 4 that will make the A main feature tonight. As it comes down to victory lane, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for car number 3, Justice Lenars and his deranged rabbit.
Happy anniversary to Nicole and Lee Beavers. Pulling into Ohio Solar Connection victory lane, Justice Lenars in the H&M Tire Shop Jenny Can Carpet Cleaning, sponsored number 3L. Here's your winner, Justice Lenars of the B feature. Congratulations, man. Good run. You had to work for that one a little bit. It's hot out here tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is.
Who you want to thank tonight on this 3L?
I'd like to thank H&M Tire, Vincent, Vinyl, CRS out of Carrollton, and Jenny Can Cleaning.
Congratulations, man. You had to hold him off. You did it. You got the deranged Easter Bunny over there riding along with you, don't you?
Yeah, he was a little mad tonight.
Why was he mad?
Well, we got out front, so it gave him some encouragement.
All right. Congratulations, buddy. Your winner, Justice Lenars.
Well, as the kids are coming down to get on the track, ladies and gentlemen, now would be a great time to hit that, take a pause for the cause, restroom break.
Sandusky, Barberton, and Wayne County. His first race was in a street stock up at Canton Motor Speedway. He had to compete against 60 other cars in that division in the early days. He was able to finish a very respectable 7th in points. Starting in 1972, Chuck decided to focus on just Midvale and Canton. In 1981, Chuck decided to try his hand at the figure 8 division. He won a lot of races in that Chevelle. It was later claimed by Hall of Famer J.R. Ridgway. In 1983, Chuck reunited with Rob Roy Phillips. They built a 1983 Camaro Super Late Model, running at Canton and Midvale very successfully. In his final season, he wanted to go out on his own, so he purchased the Terry Myers All Parts car. He won 7 features at Canton, including the mid-season and season championship races and the points title. He decided that he wanted to go out on top, so he hung up his helmet after that 1987 season. He enjoyed the people the most during his illustrious career, making friends and meeting fans. Many of those friends he made while racing are still by his side today. Ladies and gentlemen, please help welcome to the Midvale Speedway Hall of Fame, Chuck Harris. Our next inductees have a bond that goes beyond blood. Their loyalty, dedication, and passion for racing is part of their history, and it's in their heart's family, for their family, that make them two of the greatest of all time. Rich and Mike are the sons of Shirley and Niles Rohr, who met in 1955 at Canton Motor Speedway while growing up in Canton South. Car mechanics was more than just a hobby, it was a lifestyle. Rich has been involved in racing since the 1970s when he helped his dad work on race engines. While doing this, he had the opportunity to get behind the wheel of John Stone's hobby stock. And from the first lap, he was hooked, and the rest is history. Rich drives every preliminary race, every feature the same way, 110%. Every decade since the 1970s, the family has gathered at local racetracks following that number 7. Through several states, they spend time together and show their support like they've shown with Rich and Mike. The two have been in victory lane countless times together, but there was more than just all the wins. It was the stories, the memories, and all the friends that they made along the way. From racing Chevelle's, Ohio Invitational victories, main event championships, track championships, and even his own Rich Roar Boo Fan Club in the 1980s. All the builds and rebuilds, wins and losses, fast times and track records over the years, they have been devoted to. They all agree it was just one big race. Rich's build is the winningest driver in Midvale Speedway history. From spectator stock to late model sportsmen to super late models in the main event and Iceman series. The two have won features in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and now the 2020s. They race cars with the likes of John Stone, Tom Coltrap, T.L. Schaefer, and Chuck Santamarino. They won track championships in the 80s and 90s, with the last in 1995 drawing for Hall of Famer Jack Vogt. Rich is the main event series leader in all-time wins, collecting 3 championships along the way. Currently, the two brothers help their nephew Mike Stone navigate his racing career in the number 331. Their bio was written by Rich's daughter Jennifer Mikes and Hall of Famer Adam Mackey. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Midvale Speedway Hall of Fame, Rich and Mike Roar. All right, getting the kids lined up for our Candy Crush down here. Again, thank you so much to Midvale Speedway Hall of Fame Chair John Chapman.
Randy Maggio Jr. The 59 tonight is driven by Jason Shaw. The 19 Roll. 51 Tony Burns. 21 JT. And the number 6 Jason Wainwright. 15 laps around Midvale Speedway.
Jason Shaw up front looking for Assistant Chief Starter Jonathan Smith's green flag. He's got it in hand off of turn number 4, and we're underway. Still side by side up front, 15-lap Ace Racing League feature to kick things off for our feature events. The 59 of Jason Shaw leads lap number 1 by a nose over Randy Maggio. These guys side by side, Buddha.
They're all stock cars with the motors, or nothing's built. These guys get in them and they're running. And coming around turn screen 4, it's going to be Jason Shaw, our leader.
Jason Shaw continues to lead in the 59. Maggio dropping back into a battle with Tony Burns. Burns was your heat race winner. Now he's looking for the race lead on the outside of Jason Shaw. Tony Burns trying to get to the outside of Shaw. 3 laps complete. Jason Shaw continues to lead. Burns still trying to get around. 5 laps complete. A third of the way. Now they'll hit lap traffic. Getting ready to go a lap down. Jason Wainwright. Field gets by that lap traffic. Burns out front now. He has the bottom if he wants it. Shaw's going to battle back. Good battle for third. On the high side is Maggio. And Teague in the 21 on the bottom. So Jay Teague, your fastest qualifier. He's trying to get around the 8 of Maggio and hasn't been able to do it yet. 3-way battle for third and a 2-way battle for the race lead. Here comes Jason Shaw again. Buddha, these guys putting on a good show.
Yeah, this Jason Shaw and Tony Burns in that number 1 and 2 position. One gets the number 1, then Jason Shaw comes up, tries to take it back. Very good run up by the first 2.
3 wide. And thought better of it was Jay Teague. Now take it over Roy Lowe. Roy Lowe going to take over that third spot from Maggio. Just past the halfway mark. 5 fingers going to be in the air this time. 5 fingers in the air for Tony Burns.
This time we'll be coming around on lap number 10. Lap number 10. 10 in, 5 to go. Tony Burns, Jason Shaw, and Roy Lowe is your top 1, 2, and 3. Now the 19 of Roy Lowe comes up to take that number 2 position away from Jason Shaw. Jason Shaw moves back to that number 3 position. That was lap number 12. We've got 3 more laps to go.
And 2 to go this time. Tony Burns through turns 3 and 4. 2 to go for Burnsy. Oh boy, Roy Lowe spins in turn number 1, gets up the racetrack, caution on the speedway. Roy Lowe just couldn't hang on to it. We were sitting up here yelling, hang on to it, hang on to it. Or Maggio in the 8. Field coming to green off of turn number 4. 2-lap dash to the feature, or to the win. Green flag in the air.
Tony Burns is our leader now. The 21 of Jay Teague comes up to take that number 2 position, and Jason Shaw goes back to that number 3 position. White flag is out as they come around turns 3 and 4. The checker flag will be coming out this time.
Off of turn number 4, the inaugural Ace Racing League feature goes to Tony Burns.
As he comes down to victory lane, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big, big round of applause for car number 51, Tony Burns.
So the inaugural Ace Racing League feature in the books. Yeah, a little feedback there. So Tony Burns going to come down into Ohio Solar Connection victory lane. The inaugural Ace Racing League feature winner in the Bubsy Motorsports. MaxtonSoviak.org sponsored number 51. Waiting on him to get his belts off, Hans device off. And Tony Burns gonna pop out of this number 51. Here's your Ace Racing League feature winner, Tony Burns. Man, congratulations. The first time the Ace Racing League's been here to Midvale Speedway. This thing hooked up pretty good. What do you think?
Oh, I think we figured some stuff out. It's a tricky track to drive. It's probably the hardest place I've been to drive, but I'll tell you what, I loved every minute of it. Hey, do we have any veterans in the house? Hey, get up and say something. Let's go. Marine Corps veteran right here, baby. We're living our dream. Let's go.
There you go, Marine Corps veteran right here on Labor Day in Victory Lane. Doesn't get much better than that. We got representatives of 3 of the armed forces here for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This is a great time, man. This track is awesome. The facility's great. Thanks, John, for putting this stuff on in the Ace Racing League. If you want to get into racing, this is the cheapest way to do it. I'm telling you right now, we got 3 cars and less than $3,000 in all 3. If you want to race, get you one of these. They're fun, and they are a blast.
Congratulations, buddy.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Your winner, Tony Burns. Pulling out onto the speedway, we've almost got them all out here. How about everybody stand up? Get up on your feet. Let's wave what you got. Salute this awesome field of modifieds here. Pull out those cell phones. Turn on those camera lights. Wave those cell phones at them. Let's show them how much you appreciate them here at Midvale Speedway. The Open Mod Jokers Wild 50.
The 0 is Lucas Ripley. The 60, Sam Bigham. Jeff Dunphy in the number 3. The 66, Lewis McGrath. 17, Nathan McCulley. Gerald Aldheiser in the 19. The 3, Cody Jaberg. 56, John White. 32, Brian Wetnall. The 20, Derek Gaycon. Steve Klinek in the 97. The 09, Phil Cox. The 82, Bob Sibla Jr. The 38 is Sean Lewis. Christian Bailey in the 37. The 75 is Bob DeVore. The 00 is Buckshot Morris. 21, Christian White. The 68 is Sean Bubsey. And the 54 is Mike Zile.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, stay on those feet. Wave them off. Wave lap right here. They're going to come to get the one to go signal. We're going to wave them off. Rick Sibla, Doug Meyer, Bubba Smith, the Rooster, Brandon Bailey, your front 4. Jokers Wild, the first 25 laps. And then we'll throw the yellow in the checkered. They'll get a 10-minute break to make adjustments, redraw the top 8, and we'll go for another 25. The Jokers Wild 50 at Midvale Speedway.
Caution still on the track. Caution still on the track. This will be 1 to go this time. White flag will be coming out this time.
Chief starter Terry Coletti, white flag in hand. Field will get the 1 to go signal. What a field of open modifieds at Midvale Speedway. Again, a huge thank you to Randy and Kim Smart for putting this event on. The first ever Jokers Wild at Midvale Speedway. Should be a good one on Labor Day weekend. Field on the back straightaway. Field in turn number 3. Rick Sibla, Doug Meyer getting ready to go green. And we're underway for the Jokers Wild 50. Oh, Bubba Smith to the inside of Doug Meyer, moving him up the track. Now we've got a spin mid-pack caution on the speedway.
Okay, we're going to do a complete restart. Get them lined up. No laps in, no laps in.
So Bubba Smith got into the 31 of Doug Meyer over in turn number 3, kind of checked up the field. Nathan Embry ended up being the spinner down there in turn 4, but nobody got a lap in, so we just reshuffle them and start again. So complete restart, still 50 laps to go, or 25, however you want to look at it. Everybody back in their starting positions.
Okay, the tower's trying to get them bunched up. We're going to start it. Once again, no laps in.
So field gets the 1 to go signal once again. Rick Sibla, Doug Meyer, Bubba Smith, the Rooster, Brandon Bailey, Tyler Knuckles, Norm Taylor, Nathan Embry, Mike Stone, Braden Swaney, Lucas Ripley, your top 10. Your front 5 rows. They redrew for starting positions. This is what we got. Getting ready to go. Green flag in the air once again. Doug Meyer side by side with Rick Sibla into turn number 1, or turn number 3. Off turn number 3, lap number 1, gonna go to Rick Sibla by a nose. Sibla and Meyer still side by side. Bubba Smith in the 3rd spot, Tyler Knuckles 4th, and Brandon Bailey in 5th, and now Doug Meyer gonna power around the outside. He'll lead lap number 2.
Doug Meyer in the 31 is our leader. Rick Sibla 2nd. Bubba Smith 3rd. Doug Meyer, Rick Sibla, Bubba Smith, and Tyler Knuckles. And at 57, he's up to that number 4 position.
Doug Meyer continues to pull away from Rick Sibla. Now a battle for 3rd. Bubba Smith under fire from Tyler Knuckles in the 57. laps complete, coming in on 9. Everybody's starting to work through a few lap traffic pieces. Bubsy a lap down, now the 21 going to go another lap down as Christina White in the 21. Doug Meyer working through lap traffic, getting around the 75 of Bobby DeVore the second. Next lap machine will be the 20 of Derek Gacom, as way up the racetrack goes the 21 of Christina White.
Okay, Doug Meyer still our leader. Rick Shibboleth second, Bubba Smith third, and Tyler Knuckles in at number 4.
Buckshot Morris, the 00, just hit the wall on the front straightaway. He pulled pit side, so he's out of this event. 12 laps complete, coming in on 13. Race leader Doug Meyer still in lap traffic. Now going to come up on Sean Lewis in the 38. And the 37 of Christian Bailey is Derek Gacom a lap down. Moving through traffic, Doug Meyer, 17 laps complete. This time, Doug Meyer, 17 in.
Doug Myers, Rick Shibboleth, Bubba Smith, Tyler Knuckles, still in your number 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Five fingers in the air for Doug Meyer to the stage break, we'll call it. The halfway point where we'll stop after 25 laps and redraw.
We got 20 and 5 to go before the redraw, as you say, Tiff. This is getting exciting, this race.
Man, there's cars everywhere. They're all over, painted over this 3/10 mile over here at Midvale Speedway. Drivers doing an incredible job getting through traffic, maintaining their lanes. Doug Meyer doing a whale of a job up front as Bob Sibla Jr. now in front of the 31 of Doug Meyer looking to get through the field. The 82 of Sibla, the 32 of Brian Wetnall, and the 3 of Cody Jaberg. White flag in the air, final time for Doug Meyer in heavy traffic. Rick Sibla still second, Bubba Smith still third. Checkered flag at the first 50, or the first 25 break. Doug Meyer, your winner at the first 25. A break, now a spin off of turn number 4. Looks like Brandon Bailey spins on turn number 4. And now the field will stop on the front straightaway.
Okay, we got our 25 laps in. We're going to stop him here on the front straightaway.
All right. So the 10-minute stage break, we'll call it. 10-minute stage break. Again, we'll have everybody stay back from the fence. These race cars are still pretty hot out here, so they got a 10-minute stage break. They are allowed to make adjustments on the race car. They are allowed to change air pressure. They're allowed to add fuel. They are not allowed to jack the car up. They are not allowed to change tires. They'll get a 10-minute break. Go down for the redraw. I'm not going to be able to head all the way down there, unfortunately, but we're going to do the redraw here in just a minute. The top eight, I need you at the start-finish line. The top 8, I need you at the start-finish line, please. Once again, the top eight, come to the start-finish line. Top 8 for the redraw to the start-finish line, please. First guy coming down here, Bubba Smith, sitting in the 3rd spot right now. Bubs, come on over here. So I know, you had a little issue there at the tried to get underneath Doug a little bit, but talk to me about how your car felt after the restart.
We've been kind of struggling all day. We got here this morning, it was super tight first session, freed it up, got a little faster, just kept getting a little better. It's still tight in 1 and 2, real tight. It feels good in 3 and 4, but I don't have nothing for Doug, so hopefully I get a good draw here.
Well, yeah, you got to get a draw in front of him, right? You want the Joker. That's what we want.
Yeah, when we did the draw earlier and I got 3rd, I said if I can stay top 3, I know the top 3 get a little money the first break, so hopefully get a good draw the second time and get the pole.
There you go. That is Bubba Smith sitting in the 3rd spot. Doug Meyer will be the first one to draw. Tyler Knuckles, how's your machine so far?
The car's probably better than I am right now.
Why is that?
I just haven't raced it all this year, so but we're pretty good. I was just trying to be nice with Bubba right there, and we got another race. I think we'll be all right.
Congratulations on a good run in the first stage there. Tyler Knuckles in the 57. All right, we got Rick Sibla up here. This is great. We get well, come on over here. Let's talk about stage 1 winner, Doug Meyer. And Doug, congratulations on getting stage number 1. We'll call it a stage break. This car was trucking. You worked your way through traffic. Talk to me about how the car is.
Yeah, it felt really good. Obviously an advantage starting up front there a little bit, but it's going to be a different ball game now, and as we redraw here. But car felt pretty good, see what happens here. So, yeah, good time.
All right, well, I mean, you're the first one that gets to draw, so when Matthew's ready, you can go over and draw and see where we'll start. All right, Doug Meyer going to redraw. We'll find out what the redraw is Doug Meyer draws. Number 8, Doug Meyer will start 8th on the redraw. Rick Sibla, congratulations on a good run, man. You're going to redraw now. What do you want? The Joker, right?
Yeah, get another Joker. Hopefully I can get first again. And well, I already know Doug's not going to be outside of me, so I don't have to worry about holding him off. That didn't work the first time.
Well, go draw. Let's see where Rick Sibla is going to draw. He's finished the first segment in second. He redraws number 2, so he'll stay second. So Rick Sibla will be in the second spot. Bubba Smith going to go up and draw now. He was third. Bubba Smith draws a 4. Bubba Smith will restart 4th, so he'll lose a spot. Tyler Knuckles going to draw in now. He finished up in the 4th spot. He'll redraw, and he'll start 3rd. So him and Bubba Smith will redraw, or just swap positions. All right. Storm and Norm Taylor, your fastest qualifier, will go up and draw. What are you going to pull, Norm? Norm pulls the 7. Norm's not happy. We still got the Joker out there. All right, Lucas Ripley, the big dog, going to come in there. What do we got? What do you got? 6. There you go. Lucas Ripley tries it. All right, Nathan Embry gonna move up. Let's see where Nathan Embry draws. Dang it, he got the Joker. No, that's not the Joker. Yeah, it is the Joker. That's the Joker. You're right. Listen, no, we're not doing this.
25 laps. You know what you're doing? Wearing a Michigan jersey.
Do you have it? Did you bring it? You got to bring it. Okay, next open mod race, here's the deal. Come here. I've had this bet with you and Tyler Noweski for years. Yeah. You guys haven't done it yet. No. So you bring me the Michigan jersey for the Fall Classic, and I'll wear it all freaking weekend.
You got it.
All right, there it is. You just got to keep it up there. Nathan Embry will start on the pole for the redraw. And Sam Bingham draws the 5, what he has left, so he will restart in the 5th position. Where'd Sam go? Come here, man. You got to come over to me because this microphone isn't being nice with all these cell phones here tonight. All right, man. Well, that's all right, but I'm going to make you talk anyway, buddy. So, you obviously finished out back in the first segment. You're going to start a little higher up. That's got to be a good thing.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good thing. I didn't even get a good starting position to start off with. Pulled an 11, so.
I got to tell you, I still vote you honoring our troops with your paint scheme as the best paint scheme of the year.
Thank you. I try and do my best with that.
All right. Sam Bingham will restart in the 5th spot. So how'd you guys like the redraw? Pretty cool? We'll see what it shakes things up. Drivers, back to your cars. Drivers, back to your cars. So final adjustments being made to the machines. Nobody jacked any cars up. Drivers get a quick drink of water, get a quick breath of fresh air. Now they got to climb their sweaty bodies back into those machines. Just a couple more minutes left, so drivers, back to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
Okay, fans, attention in the stands. Attention in the stands. We have a wallet up here in our tower, and the name of the person's name is Martin Freiberger. We have your wallet up here in our tower, so come claim it. Martin Freiberger.
Okay, also have a couple announcements. If you signed up for the Air Force raffle, Natalia Heron and Rihanna Gold, you are the winners from the Air Force raffle. Make sure you go down and see Staff Sergeant Aaron Hamilton and their group. Make sure you stop down there and see them. They're going to be leaving pretty soon, so make sure you stop down. Again, Natalia Heron and Rihanna Gold, you win from the Air Force raffle. Congratulations. Go down and get your prizes. After this second 25-lap segment, we will draw our 50-50 right here at the start-finish line. So pit side and over here, make sure that you get ready to go for your 50-50 tickets. So come to the start-finish line if you are the two that won the Air Force raffles. Natalia Heron and Rihanna Gold, come to the start-finish line. Those gifts are going to come down here. They'll have them here for you at the start-finish line. Once again, Natalia Heron and Rihanna Gold come to the start-finish line for your prizes from the Air Force. All right, so I want you guys to make sure you got your cell phones ready. Make sure you got your lights ready, because we're going to light this place up when we go back to green flag racing. I want everybody to stand up and turn those cell phone lights on and wave the field off once we get the cars refired and back on the straightaway, or back on the speedway. I want everybody to stand up, turn those cell phone lights on, light them up here at Midvale Speedway. So once again, Natalia Heron. Oh, there you are. Okay, there you are. There you go. Which one's Natalia? All right, you're the official winner. Congratulations. And you're Raina. Okay, I'm sorry. I butcher names for a living. That's my job. Whether it's on radio or here at the racetrack, I butcher names. That's what I do. You should hear what I do to your Claymont Mustangs on Friday nights. Tune in, you'll find out, right? Congratulations. How about giving them a big round of applause, winning from the Air Force? Huh? Raina, got it. All right, drivers, if you're not back in your car, drivers in your cars, and fire them back up. Pit crews, back to the pits. Pit crews, back to the pits. All right, so what'd you guys think of the redraw? Pretty cool. They get 10 minutes, get a couple interviews in. You get to hear what they think about their cars. Get those cell phone lights ready. As soon as they start parading around, we're going to light them up.
outside of the 19. 32W inside. 09 Cox on the outside of the 32W. And then the 20. 20, Gakem, go. 37, Bailey, go. 38 of Lewis, go. 20, Gakem, you're behind the 32W, go. 37, B, you're on the outside. 38, inside. 75, you're on the outside of the 38 there. 3, and then 21. No. 3 wasn't a lap down. Shit, I wasn't even looking at that. But he went to the pits, so he still has to go to the back. Even if he went to the pits? 3, Jayberg, I'm going to slot you right where you need to. Whitnall on back. We'll have to let the 3 of Jayberg in on the inside. So Jayberg, if you can hear me, put your car in reverse and go to the outside of Cox. 3, Jayberg, go on the outside of Cox.
Getting ready to go back, green flag racing. Who's going to get it? Will Nathan Embry make me wear a Michigan jersey? Rick Sibla, green flag is in the air. Lucas Ripley looking to the outside of Tyler Knuckles in the 0 for the 4th spot. Here comes Doug Meyer. He gets around Norm Taylor in the 32, trying to get around the 60 of Sam Bingham.
Nathan Embry still out as our leader. Rick Sibla, Bubba Smith, and Tyler Knuckles is the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nathan Embry continues to lead, 30 laps complete, 20 to go. Rick Sibla in second, Tyler Knuckles third, then the 60 of Sam Bingham. Those are your front 4. Then Lucas Ripley, Bubba Smith, the 32 of Norm Taylor. A little bit of contact between Ripley, Bubba Smith, and the 32 of Taylor. Now a crash on the front straightaway. Wreck on the front straightaway, wreck on the front straightaway. Braden Swaney up in the air. So it looks like Braden Swaney climbing out over there, hearing he's okay. All right, hearing all drivers okay on the front straightaway. All drivers okay on the front straightaway. Braden Swaney down there involved. Also the 17 of Nathan McCulley, the 3. Taking a look at the replay. The 97 of Stephen Kleinek also involved. Looked like the 17 of Nathan McCulley maybe had some issues off of turn 4. Can't see ahead of that. The 57 of Braden Swaney got into the back of the 17 of McCulley. And that allowed the 97 of Kleinek to come in. Good job by some of the guys missing that. Looks like Lewis McGrath and the 3 of Jayberg with minimal damage down there. Most damage was the 57 of Swaney, the 97 of Kleinek. and the 17 of McCully. Yeah, so definitely from another angle off of turn number 4, something happened to the 17 and Nathan McCully. McCully just looks like, I don't know if the car just stuttered or maybe the car shut off on him. I'm not sure. And Braden Swaney just nowhere to go, and Stephen Kleineck even more nowhere to go. Got into the pile. So everybody's okay. 31 laps. But I want everybody to give a big round of applause to your track owner, Kim Smart, on the flag stand. How about giving her a big round of applause? She's going to be mad at me, but you know what? You have done such a great job this year, you and Randy, with building and continuing to build what Midvale Speedway is. Thank you so much for what you do. She needs to be applauded for that. So.
Okay, we got the number 3 car out there. Looks like he's dead. Jeff Dunphy. Either that or he may need a push. I'm sorry, that's Cody Jaybird. Sorry about that.
Also want to thank everybody who came over and passed the helmet for Neil Rowley and his family. Thank you to the drivers that came over and passed the helmet. A lot of money was raised for the Rowley family tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you for doing that as well. $19 to go. Nathan Embry, your race leader. Green flag back in the air.
Nathan Embry is our leader. Rick Stibler in number 10 position. Now looking on the inside. He got loose, but he got back. Sam Bingham up at number 3 position. I know, Chris, you're not rooting for Nathan Embry because you're going to have to wear a Michigan shirt.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll be happy for Nathan Embry. It'll be a good victory lane. Nonetheless, Rick Sibla in that second spot, Sam Bingham third, then Tyler Knuckles, Bubba Smith. Oh, problems for Knuckles. Something happened. He moved up the racetrack. Bubba Smith going to take over the 4th spot.
Tyler Knuckles. Here comes Doug Meyer in the 31.
Nathan Embry way out in the lead, followed by Rick Sibler and Sam Bigham. Sam Bigham's right on the back of Rick Sibler's bumper. He's looking for that number 2 position. Will he be able to pull it off? And the Lone Tell coming in on lap number 38 this time, lap number 38.
Here's Doug Meyer. Doug Meyer to the inside of Bubba Smith for the 4th spot. Doug Meyer needs another caution. If he can get another caution here in the next handful of lapses. Here comes Sam Bingham to the inside of Rick Sibla for 2nd. Bingham and Sibla battle for 2nd behind Nathan Embry. Embry going to catch lap traffic eventually. Christina White doing a nice job of maintaining her lane out there and staying with the pack this time.
Now Sam Bigham goes up to that number 2 position. Rick Sibla back to the number 3. They're coming in on lap traffic. It is Nathan Embry, Sam Bigham, then Rick Sibla. That was lap 40. We're on lap 41 now.
Well, definitely going to need a caution if anybody's going to win this, but Nathan Embry. Carrollton, Ohio driver, Michigan born and raised, here with the oil field service. Him and his buddy Tyler Noeski ran here for several years on a full-time basis, and Tyler went back up north. Nathan has stayed here, continue to run these open mod shows, and does such a great job here at Midvale Speedway. And he is 6 laps away from a big one, the Joker's Wild 50.
Coming in on lap number 45 this time, lap number 45. 5 to go.
Don't look now, but Sam Bingham is starting to run down the race leader. The lead is only 0.8, so 0.8 of a second. Does he have enough time to get there? This time around, Bingham 0.7 of a second back, so he is reeling in Nathan Embry. Embry down the front straightaway into turn number 1 off turn number 2. Could catch Christian Bailey for traffic. But it looks like Sam Bingham without a caution is going to run out of time. 2 to go. White flag going to come out this time for Nathan Embry. Final time down the back straightaway before the white flag comes out. Through traffic, one final pass for Embry as he gets around Christian Bailey. White flag in the air. Off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Through turns 3 and 4, the inaugural Joker's Wild 50 to Nathan Embry. Nathan Embry. I told you guys earlier, every time I make a bet, sooner or later it comes to be bad news for me. And yeah, good for Nathan. Nathan Embry going to pull in to Ohio Solar Connection victory lane. We got the big check here in the Higgins Excavating. Lower race cars.
Grizzly Peak Customs, Scott Birkin. Snap-on Tools by Marty Green. I can see that smile through that helmet already. He knows he got the big win. He knows he won the bet with me finally, as he'll get ready to climb out in Ohio Solar Connection victory lane. Nathan Embry with the big check, the big trophy, the Joker's Wild inaugural winner for the Open Mods at Midvale Speedway. The Hans device coming off. Here is your Joker's Wild winner, Nathan Embry. Come on over here, partner. I know. Crew comes in, family comes in. Hey, I know that smile's big.
Gorgeous in that Michigan shirt, buddy.
Look, this bet's been going on for at least 10 years, I think.
Too long,
between you and Tyler. And now it finally comes to fruition. You bring the jersey and I'll wear it all fall classic weekend.
You got it. I can't wait. I've been waiting for this day for 5 years, I think, maybe 6.
I think it's longer than that, dude. I'll tell you what, man, this car was good. You got the redraw and got the pole. You got the Joker. But this car was good no matter where you would have been. Third, fourth, I think this thing still could have got to the front.
Oh, I felt good in that first 25. We just got held up in traffic a little bit, and I was just itching to get around them. I was getting beat from behind, but we weren't going anywhere, and just couldn't wait to get that pause and re-rack, you know?
So talk to me about the format. What do you think of it? Do you like it?
I'm a fan now.
Well, of course, but let's just say you didn't draw the Joker. What do you think of the format?
Oh, it's fun, you know what I mean? It mixes it up, you know, and just like that, hey, we all drew, you know, for positions before we started the race, and that mixed everything up. You know, me and Doug swapped spots basically, and yeah, just probably fun for the fans and everything.
Who you want to thank on this 10 tonight, man?
I have so many people to thank. Tim Lohr gives me a fast hot rod every, you know, week in, week out. Scott and Gary Birkin for all their help, and Snap-on Tools by Marty Green. Who else do I have on here? Higgins Trucking and Higgins Excavating. Mom, Dad, girlfriend, Liz, cousin Matt. I probably forgot a bunch, but they know that I know they're there.
And how about this crowd back here?
Oh, my God, this is one of the biggest crowds I think I've seen in a long time.
How about that? Could you guys see all the cell phone lights going on?
That was really cool. That was awesome.
All right, we'll do it again. Here's your winner, your Joker's Wild winner. He's from Michigan, but he's really from Carrollton, Nathan Embry. Track owners Kim and Randy Smart moving in with the big old check. Once again, how about a big round of applause for Randy and Kim? Trying to make things bigger and better and continue to build what the Talati family built here at Midvale Speedway 70 years ago. Family's going to move in now. Okay, so over pit side, everybody on the top level, the canopies have to come down and everybody has to come off the top level in the pits. Everybody off the top level before we can shut the lights out and do the fireworks. So we'll do fireworks and then the late models coming up right after the fireworks here at Midvale Speedway, the Ohio Invitational 2023. Still got 3 features to go. And I got my Claymont cheerleaders down here. We're going to draw the 50-50 here in just a minute. How about that big trophy? Matthew Helms does such a great job with the trophies here at Midvale Speedway. The big old check from Randy and Kim Smart. And again, those canopies have to come down and the people off of the hill. Nathan Embry, the first ever Joker's Wild winner at Midvale Speedway. And I hope that me wearing a Michigan jersey all of Fall Classic reverses the luck of the last 2 years for the Buckeyes. We can only hope. Okay, everybody make sure you sit down. Make sure you find your seats except for the 50-50 winner. Again, a reminder, the concession stand and the gates will be closed during the fireworks. All right. Well, while we're drawing the number, how about let's get a Claymont Mustangs cheer in, shall we? Can we do that? All right. Claymont Mustangs cheer as we get the number drawn out. Go for it, ladies. All right, let's go.
Your spirit! Come on, fans, let's hear it! Yo, go! 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 Mustangs, go! Show your spirit! Come on, fans, let's hear it! Yo, go! 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 Mustangs, go! Show your spirit! Come on, fans, let's hear it! Yo, go! 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 Mustangs, go! Show your spirit!
Is Mr. Excitement himself, Mike Mazzagatti. Get ready to get started. We want everybody to stand up in the seats and wave your cell phones at our drivers. Let's wave at the drivers because they're going to be waving back. Get them cell phones out, get them things lit up, and we're going to like Bob Cibula Jr.'s car won't start there to the 87. Okay, the push truck's coming out to try to get the 87 started. We'll get him going. 62, Caleb Swanson. 69, Bob Etchell. And the number 4 is Bob DeVore, the second. Once again, we're going to be going 70 laps with our late model feature.
All right, everybody get up on your feet with those cell phones. Turn those cell phone lights on. Let's wave off our Ohio Invitational Field for the late models. Where's those cell phones? I see you down in turn 4. Turn 3, I don't see you. Turn 3, where's those cell phone lights? Front straightaway, let's see them. Looking for those cell phone lights. Going to get them single file here. Let them run a couple of laps. Get those cell phones out and wave them.
We're going to go single file. They're going to tell them to light them up so they can put some heat in them tires. Looks like the 39, something happened to the 39 out there. We got to go yellow on the track too. The 39 of Brendan Lucius has stopped up there. And Brendan Lucius is our pole leader. His car is stopped.
James Southard. James Southard. You need to move your red truck immediately. James Southard. You need to move your red truck immediately. Tough break for Brendan Lucius. Was scheduled to start from the pole, and the car shut off and won't run, and they're going to have to push him pit side. Tough break for Brendan Lucius. That now puts the 21 of Tim Allensworth on the pole with Lucas Ripley alongside.
Well, Brendan Lucius in the 39 went into the pits. I guess his car would not refire. Okay, white flag is coming out this time. Let everybody
All right, getting ready to go green off of turn number 4. This time, Tim Allensworth, Lucas Ripley, Jonathan Ritter, Bob Page, your front 2 rows. Field in turn 3. The Ohio Invitational is green. Lucas Ripley out to the lead. Tim Allensworth in second. Then the 67 of Bob Page. The 28 of Jonathan Ritter. Ritter to the inside of Bob Page for the 3rd spot. Page going to take that spot back, and caution on the speedway in turn number 1. Kenny Benjamin in the 69, sideways in turn number 2. Looks like Page going to choose the outside. Ritter chooses the outside. Rich Rohr to the bottom. Brandon Short to the top. Looks like the 90 of Huffman, the 65 of Jimmy Carter both choose the inside. RJ White the inside. Mike Mazzagatti going to fly all the way around. He picks up about 6 spots, Buddha, and he's up to the outside about the 5th row.
Wow, he came right back up there.
Field will get the 1 to go signal behind the big dog, Lucas Ripley. Lucas pulling double duty tonight in the open mod. Didn't go the way he wanted, but he's out front in the Tannerelli Page Racing sponsored number 67. Getting ready to go green. Lucas Ripley, Tim Allensworth, Bob Page. Green flag back in the air.
That was a good save by Mike Mazzagatti, not getting into Richie Rohr there.
So Rich Rohr sideways on the front straightaway with Mike Mazzagatti, the 77 of AP Ren, doing a good job. Everybody did a good job to avoid the spinning Rich Rohr. I have to take a look at the replay and see what happened off of turn number 4 coming to the restart.
Job of avoiding a bad wreck there.
Wow, looked like Rich Rohr just got on the throttle and the tires just did not bite in that car. It swapped ends on him off of the corner. And then when he tried to correct it and catch it, it swung right back towards the wall. Give Rich Rohr, the veteran, give him a tip of the cap. He could have nosed that thing into the fence and didn't. And him and Mike Mazzagatti do a dual spin on the front straightaway and don't hit anything.
Yeah, Richie Ward, 69 to go.
So field on the back straightaway. We'll try it again with Lucas Ripley, Tim Allensworth, and Bob Page. Two Tannerelli Page racing machines up front right now. Can they stay there? Green flag back in the air. Lucas Ripley, Bob Page, your front two. Allensworth back to third. Ritter's on the outside of him with Rich Rohr in tow in the fifth spot. Then the 18 of Brandon Short, the 90 of Emerson Huffman, and the 87 of Mazzagatti on the outside of Jimmy Carter. Battle for the race lead. Here comes Bob Page to the outside of Lucas Ripley, new race leader, Bob Page in the 67.
Lucas Ripley goes back to that number 2 position. Jim Allensworth is third.
Caution for the 4E of Kyle Lawson on the front straightaway. Caution for the 4E of Kyle Lawson. So it looks like Ripley going to choose the bottom here. We'll see what Allensworth does behind him. Allensworth going to take the bottom as well. Ritter will go to the top. He'll go to the outside of the front row. Short on the bottom. Rohr goes to the top. Huffman on the bottom, and so does El Presidente. Wow. John Sanquest Jr. going to make up about 4 or 5 spots. He's going to come all the way up in that outside lane beside the 18 of Short.
Okay, we've got 4 laps completed. 4 laps completed.
Sofield gets the one to go. Bob Page, Lucas Ripley, Jonathan Ritter. Your front 3, then Tim Allensworth, Rich Rohr in row number 3. The 18 of Brandon Short and the 99 of John Sanquest Jr., your fastest qualifier, all the way up into that top 7. Getting ready to go back, green flag racing, Bob Page, Lucas Ripley, and we're back underway.
Caution's back out on the track once again.
Well, Buddha, they say cautions breed cautions. The 999 of Rolly sideways, the 65 of El Presidente Jimmy Carter back there as well. I have to see the replay here and see what transpired off of turn number 2.
Okay, we still got 4 laps in. They're trying to get John Sandquist in the 99. He has to go behind the 87 of Mike Mazzagatti.
And now's not the time that you can win the race, but you darn sure can lose it.
Okay, as you're coming into rounds, turns 3 and 4, the green flag will be out, and we'll be back underway with our late model feature.
Bob Page, Jonathan Ritter, Lucas Ripley, Brandon Short, your front four, now Short on the outside of Lucas Ripley. Brandon Short marching towards the front. Rich Rohr on the outside lane with Emerson Hoffman. Rohr going to slip up off of turn number 4. The 65 of Jimmy Carter is there. Emerson Hoffman moves through. Now we get single file through the first 6. Up front, Rich Rohr almost 3 wide. Sandquist is there. Rich Rohr got squeezed there, and now he's going to pull pit side. Rich Rohr off in the 7.
Okay, Bob Page, still our leader, Jonathan Ritter, Brandon Short, and Lucas Ripley is the top 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good battle between Mazzagatti and Hoffman. Mazzagatti on the bottom, he's going to move through and take over that 7th spot. So move Mike Mazzagatti to 7th. Everybody's starting to single file out a little bit, putting some laps on the board. 12 complete next time around. Leader's going to be in lap traffic here shortly. Caleb Swanson in the 62 will be the first one.
That was lap number 12. Lap number 12, Bob Page out to a commanding lead. Jonathan Ritter second, Brandon Short third, Lucas Ripley in 167 is fourth. Bob Page in that 67's got that pedal to the metal. And I mean, he's moving around the Mid-Vid Speedway. His time will be coming in on lap number 16. Lap number 16.
Good battle for second. Jonathan Ritter, the Mountain State Missile, holding off Brandon Short for the time being. Short looked to the inside in turn 3. Didn't have the position. Leader still moving through lap traffic. Bob Page now around AP Wren. AP Wren up the racetrack, and he'll continue on. Got slowed up off of turn number 2. Leaders now moving in on the 09 of Bryant Smith and the 62 of Caleb Swanson.
Coming in on lap number this time with lap number 23. It is Bob Page, Brandon Short, number 2 position. Jonathan Ritter, number 3rd, and Lucas Ripley back to the number 4.
Yeah, moving through lap traffic, Brandon Short up to the 2nd spot around Ritter. And now he's got to set sights on Bob Page. 23, 24 laps complete now as we move closer and closer to that halfway mark. Who's going to take care of their sires? Brandon Short is caught. Race leader Bob Page. Page and Short pulling away a little bit from Ritter. And Ritter has a full straightaway on the 167 of Lucas Ripley.
We're coming in on lap number 25, lap number 25. And Brandon Short ready to make a move on Bob Page. He's right on his bumper. Now, Brandon Short, we got caution on the track, caution on the track. We got 25 laps completed, 25 laps completed.
$25 laps complete, 25 in. Got a good number of laps in there. Buddha, it was pretty good racing up front with Brandon Short starting to move in on Bob Page.
I think Bob Page has got a look in his rear mirror because Brandon Short is going
to start out front. We'll see what Short and Ritter do when they get the choose cone. The 62 of Caleb Swanson, the 77 of AP Wren, both had the 167 of Ripley behind them. And it looked like the 77 of AP Wren just shot down to the bottom right in front of Ripley, and Ripley hit him right in the butt.
Yeah, just like he slowed down, you know, and he popped him a good one. This restart's going to be a good restart for these late models. To see where Brandon Short goes in or out.
Jonathan Ritter chooses to go behind Bob Page, your race leader. Short's going to take the inside. And Ritter going to choose the outside. Then Jimmy Carter to the inside. Mazzagatti to the outside. So choosing it up here with 25 laps complete. 25 in.
Mike Mazzagatti now moves up to that number 5 position.
My goodness, trying to get things situated. The 69 of Denny Benjamin was overheating. He went to the watering hole, and that is why the water came out of his machine on turn number 3. So, my goodness gracious.
Okay, lights are out, white flags out. As they come around turns 3 and 4, we'll be going back to green once again with our late model feature.
Bob Page, Brandon Short, Jonathan Ritter. Green flag back in the air, 25A. Ritter back to the 3rd spot. The 18 of Brandon Short to 2nd behind Bob Page. The 65 of Jimmy Carter trying to clear the 87 of Mazzagatti. Carter to the inside of Ritter for 3rd. Good move by Jimmy Carter. And here comes the 99 of John Sanquest Jr. Sanquest to the inside of the 87 of Mazzagatti. So the 65 and 99 moving towards the front, and here comes Brandon Short looking for the race lead.
Brandon Short this time is going to look on the inside of Bob Page. And I don't think he's going to be able to get to it. As they come out turns 3 and 4, Brandon Short will probably try to speed it again. It's Bob Page, Brandon Short, Jimmy Carter, Jonathan Ritter, and John Sanford. This time we'll be coming in on lap number 30. Lap number 30. Brandon Short right on the bumper of Bob Page and looking like he's going on the inside.
Problems for the 28 of Jonathan Ritter. Problems for Jonathan Ritter as he pulls up and stops in turn 4. Tough break for Ritter, running in the 3rd or 4th spot. So it looks like an exhaust pipe hanging out of the right side of the 28. So it looks like exhaust pipe coming loose, and it's hanging out of the outside of the 28 of Jonathan Ritter. Back from the fence. Back from the fence, please. Thank you. Gee. So 31 laps complete, just shy of the halfway mark. Attrition definitely taking place in this late model feature. Bob Page, a lot of spots with the choose cone there. Getting ready to go green. Green flag in the air.
We got caution on the track once again. Caution out on the track once again.
So caution for the 999 of Rowley, the 17 of Snyder, the 09 of Bryant Smith.
Okay. The call's going on to 999. He's got to go tail end because he was He was charged with that infraction. We have 31 laps in, 31 laps in.
So they ended up having the same choose, but it is what it is. They had to re-choose anyway. So Bob Page trying to hang on in front of Brandon Short, Jimmy Carter, Mike Mazzagatti. Green flag in the air.
Caution on the track.
You see what I mean? 100%. Same fucking thing right there. 18 was absolutely there. That is 100% to 67 a Page, in my opinion. He got loose, the 18 got to the bottom, and Page tried to fucking chop him off. Don't let him go over there.
Okay, Dr. Hook's out there is going to hook on to Bob Page, take him back to the pits. Brandon Short in the 18 is back in the pits.
So field in turn number 3, Mike Mazzagatti and El Presidente Jimmy Carter, Tim Allensworth, green flag back in the air.
Okay, Mike Mazzagatti out is our leader. Jimmy Carter second, John Sanquist third, and Tim Allensworth in the 21 is in that number 4 position. .35 laps in, 35 to go. We're halfway home with our late model feature. This time we'll be coming in on lap number 40. Lap number 40. Mike Mazzagatti still our leader. Jimmy Carter second. John Sanquist Jr. third. This time around will be coming in on lap number 45. Lap number 45. Mike Mazzagatti still our leader. Jimmy Carter second. And John Sanquist Jr. in the 99 is third.
Mike Mazzagatti starting to catch lap traffic now, trying to get around Roger Smith in turn number 3. Mazzagatti clears through. Jimmy Carter next to follow. Then John Sanquist Jr. They'll catch Neil Rowley in the 999, who's running in the 8th spot. So the 8th machine about to go a lap down. Mazzagatti goes underneath, and as does Jimmy Carter. Mike Mazzagatti's lead stabilizing right about 0.8 of a second. It isn't growing, it isn't shrinking.
This time when he comes around, it will be lap number 50. Lap number 50 with 20 to go. Mike Mazzagatti, Mr. Excitement himself, still our leader. Jimmy Carter second. John Sanquist Jr. third, and the 21 of Tim Allensworth is fourth. Looks like Jimmy Carter's starting to catch Mike Mazzagatti.
Jimmy Carter might have been just laying in the weeds a little bit, Buddha, saving those tires, and now the lead shrinking. He's almost caught the 87.
right almost on the 87 bumper. This time around, we're going to be coming in on lap number 55. Lap 55.
Mazzagatti stretching the lead back out just a little bit in lap traffic as the front two pulling away from Sanquest in that third spot.
This time we'll be coming in on lap 60. Lap 60. Mike Mazzagatti now pulling out a bigger lead on Jimmy Carter. It is Mike Mazzagatti, Jimmy Carter, John Sanquist.
So they get around the lap machine of Bryant Smith, the 21 of Tim Allensworth, about a half a lap behind race leader Mike Mazzagatti in that fourth spot. Bob Schneider Jr. rounding out the top five. And Mazzagatti starting to check out once again from Jimmy Carter in that 65 machine. 5 fingers in the air next time around, Buddha. Looks like no cautions. It's going to be Mazzagatti's night.
Okay, this time we're coming in on lap number 65. We got 5 laps to go. Mr. Excitement, Mike Mazzagatti, holding on to that number 1 lead. Jimmy Carter, John Sanquist Jr., Jim Allen. Okay, this time we're coming in on lap number 68 with 2 laps remaining in our late model feature. Mike Mazzagatti, Mr. Excitement, is our leader.
White flag for Mike Mazzagatti. 1 lap to go. That's what he wanted to see. Wanted to get that white flag. Final time into turn number 3. Your point leader, regular season point leader right now coming into the season championship, Mike Mazzagatti, your winner. Actually, Bob Page still the leader, sorry. Mazzagatti in second in the regular season points.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as he's coming down to victory lane, let's have a big, big round of applause for Mr. Excitement himself, Mike Mazzagatti.
In the Shakers Auto Salvage, Hollab Recycling, City Scrap and Salvage, Arlington Auto Wreckers, Direct Detail, Needle Speed Solutions, sponsored number 87. Adding his name to the long list of Ohio Invitational winners. Rich Rohr on that list. A couple of NASCAR drivers on that list. John Klein on that list. A lot of Hall of Famers on the list of Ohio Invitational winners. Getting ready to climb out. Now we'll add the name Mike Mazzagatti to Ohio Invitational winners here at Midvale Speedway. Come on over here, man. Dude, it's a hot one out there. You guys, you probably feel like you've been in a car for a week.
Yeah, it was a rough one. And that first wreck there where we spun, my steering column jammed forward. So one lap I'd have power steering, next lap I wouldn't. So I never knew what the car was going to do entering the corner. Just had to manhandle the last 15 laps, no steering. Then all of a sudden, the last lap it came, I almost spun myself out. Lost the spotter radio, and it just made a loud beep noise the whole time.
Oh, that had to have been annoying.
Yeah, it was. And I can drive without a spotter, but when you're used to having one all day long, then you don't. It's pretty nerve-wracking.
Absolutely. Who you want to thank on this 87, man?
First and foremost, I want to thank God. Then I want to thank my family. Then I want to thank long life friend Paul Wright. He works with me on these cars 7 days a week. He's out in the garage. Bob Silva, Brian Short, and my spotter, Rob Petras. He brings me to victory lane every time he spots.
So I got to ask you, too. Brian, don't forget about, yep, Brian's there. And I got to tell you, you know, you had a front seat for the accident that was in front of you, and the seas kind of parted. And you know, sometimes it takes luck to win these races, too.
Yeah, I was really lucky. Both the leaders were really good. Bob Page, Brandon Short, of course, is always good here. He's probably the best driver that ever raced on this track, as far as I'm concerned. But I think we had a good car no matter what. He's going to be there at the end.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations on getting the big win. I know it's hot. I know you want to go have a cold beverage over pit side. Congratulations, man. You've had a roller coaster season. You're still second in points. I misspoke. I thought you were still leading. Second in points, you and Bob Page are going to come down to the last lap next week.
Yeah, it should be a good race. Bob races me pretty clean. We race pretty clean together, and should be exciting for the fans. I hope everybody comes out next week.
Congratulations, buddy.
My man, thank you. Thank the fans, too. I want to thank you guys. You're the best.
All right, Ohio Invitational winner, Mike Mazzagatti. Randy and Kim Smart moving in with the Ohio Invitational check, $2,500 to Mike Mazzagatti.
Katie Woods in the number 10. The 22 is Kylie Wood. The 99 is Jason Gruel. The 64 is Ian Porco. The 118 Colt Locker. The 12 Jeff Kuykendall. The 88 is Dennis Woods. Jeremy Wiggins is in the 24. The 44 of Tyler Harmon. The 55 Kyler Bertram. TJ Dreyer is in the 73. The 68 Gary Hoopingardner. The 52 Layden 80. Landon 80, I'm sorry. The 19 is Trenton Croft. And 15 John Pritchard. Okay, as they come around turn 1 and 2, they'll be coming around 3 and 4. The white flag will be coming out. Okay, we'll be going 35 laps with our straight stock feature tonight. White flag is out. Okay, our leader out here now is Cody Colmar, John Andrews, Jr., and Brady Clark is your top three.
John Ambrose all over Colmar in that 32 machine. So the 52 of Landon 80 stopped over there in turn number 2.
Okay, we got 5 laps in, 5 laps completed.
So 5 in, 30 to go. They'll get 80 situated over there in turn number 2. Cody Colmar, your race leader. John Ambrose, Brady Cart, Jason Gruel, Colt Locker, Dennis Wood, Jeremy Wiggins, Jeff Kuykendall, Kylie Wood, and Ian Porco, your top 10. Jason Gruel, your front 3. Brady Cart on the inside, Colt Locker on the outside in row number 3. Getting ready to go back to green. 5 in, 30 to go.
Cody Colmar still out in our number 1 position. John Andrews really gets right on his tail. And Brady Cart holding on to that number 3 position.
Yeah, Jason Gruel putting up a good fight in that outside lane, but he loses 3rd to Brady Cart. And he's got Dennis Wood to the inside of him for 4th. He just can't get to the bottom. where he needs to be. He's got the speed, just not the positioning right now for the 99 at Gruel as he slides backwards. Here comes Dennis Wood. Wood looking to the outside of Brady Cart for third.
That was lap number 10. He's coming in on lap number 10.
Jason Gruel did finally find the bottom in 9th position, so he fell all the way from the outside of row number 2, all the way back to 9th before he could get to the bottom.
Now Cody Colmar still our leader. And it's John Ambrose now. Dennis Wood now coming up on the outside of Cody Colmar. And now we have a new leader. The 88 of Dennis Wood. Dennis Wood is our leader. Cody Colmar second. And it looks like Jeremy Wiggins going to take that number 3 position. Cautions on the track. We got trouble on turns 3 and 4.
Katie Wood in the 10, the 64 of Ian Porco in turns 3 and 4. So 14 laps complete. Well, at least you got your breakfast date at 8 o'clock. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to eat for breakfast. I'll be waiting on that post.
The restaurants are closed because Barberton's got that big parade tomorrow.
Oh.
I'll have to cook it at home.
Green flag in the air. Dennis Wood shot out of a cannon. He's got about a 4-car length lead going into turn number 1. Jeremy Wiggins going to slide into that second spot. So it's going to be a battle between Wood and Wiggins. And Kuykendall trying to get around Colmar for third.
Okay, Dennis Wood is our leader. Jeremy Wiggins in that number 2 position. Now Jeff Kuykendall is up to that number 3.
Dennis Wood continues to lead over Jeremy Wiggins and the 12 of Jeff Kuykendall. Those 3 kind of broken away from Cody Colmar in the 4th spot and John Ambrose in 5th.
This time around, we'll be coming in on lap number 20. Lap number 20.
Dennis Wood continues to lead Jeremy Wiggins and the 12 of Kuykendall. Those three really pulled away from Cody Colmars. The 68 of Hooper Gunner are going to pull pit side. And Cody Colmar's got him stacked up behind him. A big old train there. As Kuykendall trying to get around Wiggins. Wiggins going to close the door. Kuykendall still trying to get around.
It was a good save by Kuykendall. I thought he was going to lose it there trying to get under Wiggins.
Yeah, Wiggins definitely slammed the door closed.
Caution's coming out on the track. Caution's coming out on the track.
So Brady Cart spins over in turn. We're 3 and 4.
We got 24 laps in, 24 laps in.
So not sure what Trenton Croft was doing there, but he'll rejoin the field, I think. Maybe he was taking a quick nap. He's a young kid. Probably needed one.
He was looking at the moon in the sky.
He might have. Could have seen that moon up there. I don't know. What is that? Is that Uranus up there? It's Pluto.
E.T. phone home.
Getting ready to go back to green. Green flag in the air for Dennis Wood.
We got a caution on the track. Caution on the track. Tyler Harmon in the 44. Looks like he got a spin Rooney.
Tyler Harmon spins in that 44 up in turn number 4.
We got 26 laps in, 26 laps completed.
So the 44 of Tyler Harmon did tap his roof, admitting fault, and as well as the spotters on the racetrack also said that he lost it on his own. So get the choose cone out.
Dennis Wood is our leader. Jeremy Wiggins on the inside. Jeff Kuykendall on the outside. Cody Colmar on the inside. And Jolly Jumping John Ambrose in the 5th position on the outside.
Green flag back in the air with 9 to go.
Dennis Wood out front is our leader. Jeremy Wiggins second. Jeff Kuykendall is third. This time around will be coming in on lap number 30. Lap number 30 with 5 to go.
Those 5 fingers in the air from Jonathan Smith. Dennis Wood just wants to see this thing wind down, go to victory lane. The battle is for that second spot between Wiggins and Kuykendall. It's been hot for the last, I'd say 15 to 20 laps. Wiggins doing what he needs to do to hold on to the position. Kuykendall trying to find a way around. And Wiggins not making it easy.
Kuykendall all over the back of Wiggins. Dennis Wood still out as our leader. Wiggins is second. Jeff Kuykendall. Okay, coming through to take the checker flag. Car number 88, Dennis Wood. Jeremy Wiggins in the 24 is second. Jeff Kuykendall in the 12 is third. 32 could Cody Colmar fourth. And Jolly Jumpin' John Ambrose in the 24 is 5.
Street stocks in the books. 1 feature to go. Compacts up next. In the RPM Motorsports, Automotive Electric, in loving memory of Robin Petrus Wagner, Quality Lawn Care, G&H Construction, Wood RPM Motorsports, Medina Mountain Motors, and K&D Creations UFO sponsored number 88, your open street stock winner, Dennis Wood. All right, DW, come here. Come over here, DW. All right. So listen. First of all, I got to ask, where's the belts?
They're at home.
They're at home.
Yeah.
You left them there?
Yeah.
So we don't get to see no karaoke and dancing in Victory Lane?
No, I had a lot of beers that night.
a lot? Yeah. Yeah, I think you did. But I'll tell you what, you can do a jig if you want. This thing was bad to the bone.
We fought carburetors. I was only going to run a couple of laps to pull off in the feature, and the carburetor, I don't know what happened, but it fixed itself. I don't know.
Well, sometimes that happens, right? Sometimes parts just fix themselves, and we don't know why. Don't ask questions. It happened.
Yeah, it was on a rail. I mean, I couldn't tell how close someone was to me, but it was definitely bolted up.
Well, the 24 and the 12 were having a hell of a run behind you.
Yeah, I was hoping they was going to battle each other and let me get out there.
They did.
Yeah.
Who you want to thank on this 88, man?
My crew, we worked all day yesterday, all day today, fighting carburetor problems. Automotive Electric, Finks Automotive, Lee's Chicken, Seppi's Pizza, SAS, UFO,
K&D,
Medina Mountain Motors, K&D, Quality Lawn Care, I already said that.
You got too many sponsors as well. No, you never have enough sponsors, right?
No, could use some more.
All right. Congratulations, buddy. Great win tonight.
Thank you.
Your winner, Dennis Wood. So Randy and Kim Smart moving in with the big Ohio Invitational check for Dennis Wood. Well, no, he can't let you win, Katie. What, now you don't want to talk? Okay, I'll talk to Kylie then. Kylie, you'll talk to me. By the way, great sportsmanship by going over there and tapping the roof.
Thanks.
I know it's not what you want to do, but good job.
Yeah, it's my fault. I don't care. I go to the back anyways.
All right. She's not very happy. Katie, your dad's not going to let you win. Hey, I think he's still trying to get over the fact that his kid said, I don't know, my dad won't just let us win.
Okay, coming out on the track right now is our compact feature. Our compacts will be going 30 laps around Midvale Speedway. Okay, the car number 20 is driven by Larry Enos Jr., the 0, Alan Clark, the number 6, Nolan Caldwell, the 3, Kyle Bates, the 04, Josh Irwin, the 429, Cameron Walker, 62, Caden Scott, 45, Timmy Kelp, the 8, Jeffrey Orr, the 9, Gavin Roop, Eric Johnson's in the 47, the 42 is Josh Huff, the 64, Jack Myers. The XX1 is Justin Riley. The 42, Damian Andrews. The 69, Drew Romy. 84, Scott Witten. The 37 is Kenny Can You Bet on the Bets Jr. The 19, Gerald Altizer Sr. The 47, Don Rufner Jr. The 25, Vinny Cianetti. And the 3L is Justin Leonard. Okay, white flags coming out. Got them all bunched up. Next flag come out will be the green when they come around turns 3 and 4.
Compact feature is green. Larry Ennis Jr. and the 0 of Alan Clark.
Okay, Alan Clark in at number 0, number 1 position. Kyle Bates in at number 2. And the 20 of Larry Enos in that number 3 position.
Alan Clark hanging out front, but here comes the 3 of Kyle Bates. Bates gonna wrestle away the lead from Alan Clark. Clark back to the 2nd spot. On the move in the outside lane, the 6 of Nolan Caldwell. Caldwell on the move. He's trying to take over the 4th spot from the 429 of Cameron Walker. Yeah, good job by those guys middle of the field. I think that's the 37 of Kenny Betts, isn't it? No, it's the 45T of Timmy Kalp. Timmy Kalp did a great job to check up and miss everybody ahead of him. Timmy.
Kyle Bates still our leader. Kyle Bates will be coming on lap number 10. Kyle Bates out to a commanding lead out here. The 0 of Alan Clark. Then Nolan Caldwell, number 6, moves up. Now Nolan Caldwell takes that number 2 position away, and Alan Clark drops back to that number 3 position.
Yeah, Nolan Caldwell on the move, and so is the 62 of Caden Scott. Caden Scott going to take over the 3rd spot from Alan Clark now. They got a long way to go to catch Kyle Bates up front in that 3.
15, lap 15, 15 in, 15 to go in our compact feature. Kyle Bates is our leader. Nolan Caldwell and Clayton Scott is your top 1, 2, and 3.
Nolan Caldwell's got them all around him now for that second spot. Caden Scott on the outside of him. We got Cameron Walker who's caught back up. And also Jeffrey Orr on the outside. Good battle. Kyle Bates is stinking up the show as he's running away up front. Nolan Caldwell, problems for the number 6 machine as he pulls off the speedway. Tough break for Nolan Caldwell.
He was running in that 3rd position. Okay, Kyle Bates still our leader. That was lap number 20. Lap number 20. Kyle Bates still our leader. Caden Scott second. Cameron Walker third. And Jeffrey Orr is in 4th.
Kyle Bates getting around Gerald Oldheiser and now around the 84th Scott Whitten as he has checked out over a straightaway lead over Caden Scott. And Scott's got Cameron Walker, Gavin Root, and the 8 of Jeffrey Orr all over him.
This time we'll be coming in on lap number 25. We have 5 to go in our compact feature. Kyle Bates, still our leader. Caden Scott, Cameron Walker, Gavin Root. That was lap number 27. We have 3 to go.
Kyle Bates in control. He probably shouldn't catch lap traffic again at the end of this one. You've got Caden Scott, Cameron Walker battling for that second spot. Gavin Root in 4th. Kyle Bates going to get the white flag off of turn number 4 this time around. Call him in, Buddha. White flag in the air.
White flag is coming out. Kyle Bates, our leader. Caden Scott, second. Cameron Walker, third. Gavin Root, fourth. And Jeffrey Orr in that 5th position. This time as he comes around turn 3 and 4, it's going to be coming to take the checkered flag. Car number 3, Kyle Bates. Caden Scott is our 2nd place. 3rd place, Cameron Walker. Jeffrey Orr in 4th. And Zach Myers in that number 5th position.
Once again, thank you to each and every one of you for coming out and spending your holiday weekend here with us. Don't forget, next Saturday night, we still got our season championship race here at Midvale Speedway, brought to you by Ferris Chevrolet and the New Philadelphia VFW.
That concludes our racing festivities for tonight. Once again, thank you, all you fans, for coming out here and spending it with us. And remember, keep the speed at the speedway, safety on the highway. Watch out for them guys and gals with the red and blue bubble gums on their roof. They're out there and they're looking for you. Have a good night, everybody.
So getting ready to pull into Ohio Solar Connection Victory Lane in the Outlaw Racing, Icon Graphics, Ways Custom Welding, HSE, sponsored number 3. Getting ready to climb out, Kyle Bates, your winner. You're not supposed to say that, the mic's on. That's all right. I left the mic on today, too. I'm already going to get yelled at. Here's your winner, Kyle Bates. All right, we'll let him get the helmet off and get a quick word. He's got a flag down here to sign. He's got a check over there. Big old trophy. Schreffler tuned. All right, come here, Kyle. Man, this thing plowed up through the field early and quickly. Talk to me about how this thing, man, you just checked out. You left them.
Well, we had a good hot laps. We kept on getting better and better. And then qualifying came, and I messed up. And I guess it lucked out in our favor. We started near the front and never looked back.
Yeah, and this is your first feature win down here, I'm pretty sure, right?
First feature win down here, first feature win of the year.
There you go. So that's, and why not do it on a big night, right?
Exactly. This is actually the first big race I've ever won.
Well, and that's good. So, you know, I know you race up north, but you can always come down here on big nights to give it a whirl.
Yeah, that's the plan from here on out. We wanted to come in earlier, but I think Eric ruined it the last time.
Yeah, he does that sometimes, doesn't
he? Yeah.
Man, who you want to thank on this 3 tonight?
First and foremost, I got to thank my dad. He puts endless amount of hours on this. And I got to thank Bobby Krause at All Out Racing, Jeremy Holbrook at Holbrook Sewer and Excavating, Ways Custom Welding, Josh Way, and TS Photography, our photographer back home.
Congratulations, buddy. Don't forget Schreffler, too.
Yeah, Schreffler, too. I actually had to drive like an hour and a half from my house to yours to get this tune? Oh, even better.
There you go. All right. And why not travel it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Your winner, Kyle Bates. Kyle Bates gets the big check. He's all excited. Randy, I think, is more excited than Kyle is. Well, you guys should be excited. You put on a great show here at Midvale Speedway. You've done a great job all season long. Can't wait to see what we do next year. We don't do anything alone. I know that, but still.